Do parrots understand when we talk to them? And specifically, I had someone write and ask about quite an interesting situation where they want to be able to communicate to a parrot. I'll tell you all about it in 1 second. Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of The Parrot Bliss Bond, Get to Know African Grey and Cape Parrots, Feathered Splendor. You can check out my links below and my little video to see how you can contact me, get involved, or connect. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about a little Cape parrot. And of course I know a little bit about capes. I love Cape parrots. They are one of my 22 plus species of parrots. And I did write a book about African Grey and Cape parrots. And I've got my green-winged macaw on my shoulder. Maybe I should have my cape, right? And I'm going to tell you a little story. So I had someone write to me. They had decided to get a Cape parrot. They were all excited. They would go, from what I understand, every week and see the baby when it was being hand-fed. Then they finally got to bring it home. It was an expensive Cape parrot. As you may or may not know, Cape parrots are generally over like $5,000. They're on the low end, $3,000, but that's more of a wholesale price, like if you're going to be able to feed or something. Otherwise, they get to be about $4,000, $5,000, maybe even $6,000. So an expensive bird, and by the time, of course, you get the toys and the cage and all that, the price really gets up there. So they have this whole setup. They bring the baby home. They have the baby for a month. Everything's so wonderful. And then, oh, look at her stretching out her leg. You want to go over there? There you go. And then during the night, the husband wakes up with a terrible allergic reaction. Now, I'm not too surprised because the parrots with the most dander are the cockatoo family, like Arabella or Umbrella. If you just touch her, or if I'm wearing black and she leans up against my shirt, she leaves white, and that's part of the dander. African Grey parrots also have dander, and I didn't think capes had as much, but they definitely have at least some. So if a bird is in your room, for example, or even in your house, and unless you can open the windows and really have the wind like take away the dander, one problem is the dander can be a very fine little kind of dust, and it can build up. So he had a pretty significant allergic reaction, and unfortunately that does mean that the cape isn't the bird for them. Of course, they were devastated. I mean, first of all, they've bonded with this baby. The baby's only a few months old. They've brought the baby home. They wanted to share their lives with the baby. When you really get to know a parrot, one thing is, you know, like a lot of other creatures, they're really intelligent. They really have personalities. You get to know their personality and you really connect with them. And so they did have to take the baby home, or sorry, take the baby back. And their question was, now they want to take the toys in, and should they see the baby or should they not see the baby? So to answer that, I'm going to talk to you about talking to parrots. And to do that, I'm going to tell you that when we were acquiring Rosie, because we were rehoming her, so we were adopting her, the day she was supposed to come, I started to talk to her before she came. I started to tell her I was so excited that, you know, she was coming. I knew she was on the road. I couldn't wait to meet her. And these are conversations I had like in my imagination. I could have had them out loud, but in other words, I was talking to Rosie even though she wasn't with me. I just sort of imagined what it would feel like to be with her. And I just imagined her, you know, being in a carrier on the way, and I really was excited. And then what was really amazing is when Rosie got here, she stepped right up for me, and she does sometimes step up for strangers, but she just didn't seem like she was in a new place and like she was freaking out. She is a calm parrot. It may all be a coincidence, but I feel like she had a very smooth transition, and she's always been very bonded to me. At this point, we've had Rosie for like 6 months, something like that, maybe not quite 6 months. And she is, as you could see, very attached and won't leave my side. I'm kind of joking because she got off of me. Most of the time, she's actually on me. She likes to be on my body. She likes to be touching me. She likes to be connecting with me. So, do I feel like Rosie heard me? Yes. Do parrots understand complex sentences in English? No. But, like so many other species, and I think elephants are a really good example, where elephants can communicate with each other over miles and miles, parrots do have some telepathic communication. I swear. And what's really interesting is if you talk to someone who has a parrot and they're very bonded to their parrot, they will tell you that their parrot sometimes seems to know what they're thinking. I've given this example before, but my yellow-naped Amazon Lorenza, who I'm also very bonded to, she knows when I'm getting ready to leave the house. Before I've grabbed my keys, before I've put her anywhere, although she usually just stays on the kitchen counter on the island. She knows when I'm coming back home. So before my car's even in the driveway, she starts to say hello sometimes. She just knows what's going on with me because she is connected to me. So if I were in their shoes and I was going to go drop off the baby's toys, I would absolutely talk to the baby with words and in my heart. I think they hear, quote unquote, hear more heart connection than they understand the logic of words. So in my heart, I would tell this baby that, you know, they're so sorry it didn't work. They're going to do everything they can to make sure that the baby gets a good next home. And I'm not sure, I think the baby went back to the breeder, if that's the case, or the pet store. You know, if that's the case, if they're not getting a refund, I would say, look, because I paid for the baby, I want you to sell it at a discount, but I really want you to make sure it's a good, loving family. And I would tell the baby, you know, I'm going to do everything I can. I know you're going to have a great life. I'm going to do whatever I can for whatever it's worth to bless you and pray for you and send you good energy or whatever it is that you believe in. And I would tell the baby that. The babies, you know, and parrots in general, like I said, I feel like they understand heart communication. And even though the baby doesn't understand and may feel abandoned and may be sad, it doesn't change the fact that I think the baby will also understand and receive some of the love and some of the communication. So like if you're going on vacation or you're doing something like that, or you just want to tell your parrot how much you love them, I really do think they understand. And like I said, they understand more heartfelt communication. Heartfelt communication just means that you're feeling it. And it doesn't exactly matter whether you say it or whether you just, whether you just feel it. They really seem to understand it. You saw how Rosie she kind of stopped for a minute when I was loving on her, absolutely loving on her. Do I think she understands that communication? I do. I mean, how could she not? Every creature knows what love is. I hope that gives you some ideas for communicating with your parrot. They really do get bonded with us and connected with us in ways that we don't necessarily understand. We feel it, right? We feel the love, we feel the connection. We feel sometimes the love not only that we have for them, but sometimes we feel the love that they have for us. I hope that helps you increase your blissful bond with your parrot. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to put them below. And as always, you can give me one of these. It helps my juice, and a question or comment that always helps. And then I will catch you in the next feathered video.